principal and the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party have been able to prove beyond every reasonable doubt that he won in 21 states. And of course, if you went through the proceeding, INEC never said no. INEC is supposed to defend that, but INEC admitted. And so that clearly places him in a position that he can be declared. However, there are other prayers which have also been prayed, including the nullification of the election and all of that. So it is in the wisdom of the court to decide upon which premises the judgment will be given.
Welcome to my channel, where we discuss everything and all things politics, especially about the 2023 presidential election held in Nigeria on February 25, 2023, and the result announced on 1st March 2023. And that's why Bola Ahmed Tinubu of the APC was declared the winner, but the result is being disputed in the courts. Presently at the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal, from where it will move to the Supreme Court, where finally it will be determined who actually won the 2023 presidential election in Nigeria. Now, in this season of election and season of court cases pertaining to the election, there is a lot of disinformation going on. One of it is the big lie that the People's Democratic Party and its presidential candidates have been spreading everywhere, that Atiku Abubakar won 21 states in the last presidential election. This is a big lie that Atiku won 21 states. And this is a joke taken too far, because there is no way Atiku won 21 states. Apparently, there was a mistake on the part of the Independent National Electoral Commission, who in its messy conduct of the election carried that mess even to the courts, where it now apparently mistakenly wrote and declared that Atiku won 21 states. And nothing could be further from the truth if we are to look at the results that INEC released and used in announcing Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the winner of the election, which itself is also subject of disputation. So you can see the bungling of the whole election by INEC. They took it also to the court. How did this happen? Well, recently, the People's Democratic Party and its presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar. Now, before I go further, I have to emphasize that the reason I'm intervening in this matter is because when a lie is told several times, before you know it, it turns to become the truth. And that is the agenda that the propagandists use. They keep on repeating a lie. Now you can see PDP people openly, unashamedly saying that Atiku won 21 states. Based on that they should be declared the winner of the election. What kind of country is this? But we're going to look at why PDP even descended so low to claim that he won 21 states, just because of the mistake of INEC, which INEC itself failed to correct. Not surprisingly, because the whole place is like a total mess. Both their legal team and those who conduct the election for them. Now, recently, the PDP and its presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar, called on the Presidential Election Petition Court to declare that he, Atiku Abubakar, won in 21 states in the February 25 presidential election, because the Independent National Electoral Commission, due to their lousy position, that's my own word, stated that Atiku won 21 states, which was obviously part of INEC's mishandling and long list of mess that he made of the 2023 general election, especially the presidential election. Taking advantage of this obvious mistake by INEC, Atiku Abubakar asked the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal to uphold the declaration of INEC that he won 21 states in the February 25 presidential election. Atiku made the request in his final address filed at the Presidential Election Petition Court on July 20th. The address was in support of his joint petition with the PDP seeking the nullification of INEC's declaration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the winner of the election. In the final address settled by his lead counsel, Chris Uche, senior advocate of Nigeria, Atiku said INEC's assertion that he won in 21 states was neither disputed, retracted, debunked, or claimed to be an error through the proceedings of the tribunal so far. So he said INEC has failed to come and say that he made a mistake. Based on that, he should be declared the winner of the election because he won 21 states. INEC had, in its response to Atiku's petition, asserted that the PDP's presidential candidate, can you imagine a lawyer writing this in response to Atiku Abubakar, that the PDP presidential candidate won 21 states. You and I know that the figure released by INEC, of course, disputed. Atiku won 12 states. Peter Obi of Labour Party won 11 states plus FCT. Tinubu won 12 states. So, but in a reply to Atiku's petition, INEC lawyers obviously bungled the whole thing by saying that Atiku won 21 states. Did they read it through before even submitting it? Only God knows. They listed the 21 states listed by INEC as having been won by Atiku and the PDP are Adamawa, Akwa Ibom, Bauchi, Bayelsa, Borno, Delta, Ekiti, Gombe, Jigawa, Kaduna, Katsina, Kebbi, Kwara, Nasarawa, Niger, Osun, Sokoto, Taraba, Yobe, and Zamfara. Now, if Atiku had won all these states, obviously he would have been declared the winner of the election. But there was a snag in it too. We're going to look into that. The former vice president says since INEC, which on its averments claimed that he won those states and did not reboot the assertion throughout the proceedings, the tribunal should proceed to uphold the declaration. The final written address by Atiku Abubakar read in parts. Very importantly, the first respondent, INEC, who conducted the election, made an open admission in paragraph 18 of its reply to the petition, where it unequivocally stated thus: the first respondent further avers that in compliance with extant laws and regulations, it diligently discharged its duties when it collected the first petitioner's, that's Atiku's, scores at the election, which aggregates to 6,984,520 votes, winning only 21 states, to wit: Adamawa, Akwa Ibom, Bauchi, Bayelsa, Borno, Delta, Ekiti, Gombe, Jigawa, Kaduna, Katsina, Kebbi, Kogi, Kwara, Nasarawa, Niger, Osun, Sokoto, Taraba, and Zamfara. Indeed, as admitted by the first respondent, that's Atiku continuing, INEC, the first petitioner, Atiku won in these 21 states. It is important to note that throughout the trial, the first respondent, INEC, neither refuted nor countermanded this critical averment nor denied it. We urge your lordship to hold that this constitutes an admission that requires no further proof. It also constitutes an admission against interest. You get that? The PDP, now, this is a typical example to show you that INEC as an organization, both in the conduct of the election and in its legal defense of its conduct of the election, is totally a mess. For them in their reply to claim that Atiku Abubakar won 21 states, when we know from the result that INEC itself released, which is of course being disputed, INEC clearly showed that the three major candidates won 12 states each, except for P2B that had the 11 states and the FCT. And the FCT is not a state, because people are mischievously including FCT that it was a state that P2B won. So they say everybody got 12 states. Not true. That's what they want to use and manipulate the mind of the people to believe that FCT is like one of the states. Therefore, it is not compulsory for you to get 25% there. That's not true. P2B won 11 states plus FCT. Now, there have been a retabulation of the results which P2B presented in the court, which showed that P2B won Benue State and Rivers State. Now, if you add those two states to P2B, you will discover that P2B won more states than any of the other presidential candidates. So he is the one that won more states than any other candidates, based on the latest calculation of Benue and Rivers results, which P2B has also presented to the court to prove that he won those two states. Okay? Now, the idea that Atiku won 12 states is a joke taken too far. 121 states is a joke taken too far. And that is basically because of apparently, I don't know what was wrong with the INEC lawyers when they wrote that kind of thing, reply to Atiku Abubakar. And we all know the people that won many of those states, they listed there that Atiku Abubakar won. I don't want to bother anybody about that, but the reality is that Atiku won 12 states, not 21 states. Okay, and you can see that Atiku themselves are being clever by half in claiming that they should be declared the winner of the election. Like they are parading themselves now, saying Atiku won 21 states, he should be declared the winner of the election. But Atiku and the PDP that is seeking declaration as winners of the election, of the presidential election, in their so-called phantom win of 21 states, they confidently forgot that Atiku failed to get 25% in the FCT. Perhaps if they had added that FCT among the 21 states they gave to him, he would have been more excited. But they didn't add it to him. He didn't even get up to 25% of the vote cast in the Federal Capital Territory. Therefore, under Section 134, Subsection 2B, Atiku could not have been declared the winner of the election. So therefore, it's actually being clever by half by saying that he should be declared the winner of the election. And their party members drumming the same thing because of their final written address. Because the truth be told, Atiku got less than 25% of the vote. And in any case, Atiku is in court. One of the prayers Atiku and the PDP is praying for the annulment of Aswadi Bola Ahmed Tinubu's election is that Aswadi Bola Ahmed Tinubu failed to get 25% of the vote cast in the Federal Capital Territory. Knowing this fact, why should they claim that they should be declared? If supposing they won 21 states without considering that they did, supposing without considering that Atiku won 21 states, the imaginary states that were allocated to him without FCT, getting 25% in FCT. Could he be declared the winner of the election? Of course not. Based on Section 134, subsection 2B, which states that for anyone to be declared the winner of a presidential election, the person must get majority of the vote cast. Must get majority of the vote cast in the election. B, he must get 25% in 2/3 of the 36 states of the federation and the federal capital territory, Abuja. Here, Atiku fell woefully. So it's therefore clever by her for him to claim that he should be declared the winner of the election. In any case, the 21 states he listed there were won by different people, different parties altogether. So the one that we know, despite the fact we know that even that one is under dispute, is the one that INEC used in declaring Bola Ahmed Tinubu the winner of the election, and not the one, the list of states that INEC lawyers, for whatever it's worth, I don't know what made them to go to that level of not lack of concentration or what in their job, that they listed states that were won in quotes by other parties in the election and now allocated it to Atiku Abubakar, for which he is now claiming he won the election. So it is important that we put this thing straight, because you can see leaders of PDP now openly declaring that Atiku won 21 states, when we know that he didn't win 21 states. The candidate that won more states than any of the other political parties or the other candidates is Peter Obi, based on what he has submitted to the court to show that he won Rivers State and Benue State. And as a matter of fact, Peter Obi is challenging results in 21 states of the Federation. And if the court agrees with all those challenges that Peter Obi has put forward, and the courts also agree that Bola Ahmed Tinubu did not win Rivers and Benue, the number of states won by Bola Ahmed Tinubu will be fell down to number 10, only 10 states. And his numbers will also drop. Don't forget, and I will keep repeating it, that there were 18,088 blood result sheets which contained 2.5 million votes, with which they use in allocating 8.7 million votes to Tinubu. Now, when you remove these 2.5 million votes from Tinubu's numbers, his number will drop to 6.2 million votes. And now you discover that he will not have majority of the vote cast. He will not even have the majority of states that, in terms of victory. He will drop down perhaps to the number 3 position. And when you do all this proper tabulation, you discover that Peter Obi actually have won more votes than any of the candidates. And he also won more states. And is therefore in a pole position to be declared the winner of the election, if there is any candidate that has to be declared the winner of the election. That certainly cannot be Atiku Abubakar. So this idea that Atiku Abubakar won 21 states, there's a need to re-emphasize it, that he didn't win 21 states. Whatever might have happened to INEC lawyers to the level that they went and wrote such spurious number of states and attributed to Atiku as states that he won, it remained to be seen and understood by any reasonable person. So that being said, I think I have set the record straight for people to know that when you hear all these things, because I am getting this information, I see it everywhere. I've seen it. People address press conferences, especially PDP people, keep on saying that Atiku won 21 states. He did not win 21 states. He won only 12 states. Let's get that clear. so that whatever we are looking for as a country in strengthening our electoral process and getting the right person who won this election, we will stand on truth in pursuit of who actually won the 2023 presidential election in Nigeria, and not for us to go about be spreading propaganda and lies just because of simple mistake by INEC. Thank you for watching this video. And if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, God will rank it high and recommend it for more people. God bless you and yours.